Evelyn, and I'm with my siblings right here. We are for a 2 days journey. We are going to visit this beautiful country called Burundi. We'll make sure we take you along. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel to get all the fucking updates. Hi! Wherever you are going, you cannot leave Bujumbura without passing through Bujumbura. That means Bujumbura is surrounded by Bujumbura everywhere. Okay. So this is the tea plantation. As you all know, in Burundi, or all Burundians in the morning, they always take tea. Tea is our breakfast, you know.
Yeah.
And tea is a very important plantation for Burundi because it brings a lot to Burundian GDP. And this is the biggest field of tea. It belongs to the government and it has 600 hectares. So it's huge, it's very big. And it's located actually in a forest called Kibira. If you look right there, you can see many trees. So that's Kibira National Park. And so the tea plantation is located in Kibira. So tea, it's cold. This place is always cold. This is summer and it's cold, so it's always cold. So yeah, enjoy the view. We are going to have a walk and see how these people are working, and then we'll be taking pictures. But so here we are in Gishora, or if I can say at Gishora in Gitega province. One of our famous king called Gisaro used to live here, and he's the one who built this whole palace. Actually, it was a palace. It's not like now, but long time ago it was like a palace. So normally all our kings, they used to live in a province called Muramvya. We actually passed through Muramvya coming here to Gitega. So, and at some point, people wanted to kill the king. When Germans arrived in Burundi in 1806, they wanted to kill the king because he was the king ruling Burundi, and Burundi was very organized. So they tried to talk to people who are closer to the king, and then they tried to kill the king. Now, and they were very, very strong because they were supported by the Germans. So they tried to kill the king. The king left Muramvya trying to escape, trying to hide himself. And at some point they even killed someone. He gave his clothes to someone else, and they killed that person thinking that they killed the king. But at the end of the time, they found out that they didn't kill the real king. But they continued looking for the king. But the king came until this place here, and there was a man just with his cows, keeping his cows, and then he saw the king coming. All Burundians will know we have a king, but not all of them knew his face, because the king used to live in Muramvya and all people around the country, so they knew we have a king and he's called Gisaro, but they didn't know his face. So the king came and talked to the guy. He said, "I am the king of Burundi and people are trying to kill me. Can you please hide me?" And then the man said, "No, you're not the king. First of all, a king cannot be by himself just in a forest like this. You can't be the king." He explained, "I am the king. People are trying to kill me, this and that." And then the man, fortunately, he trusted that king, and then he said, "Okay, if you are saying that you are the king and people are trying to kill you, let me hide you." So he hid the king in a granary. The local granaries, we will see them in the museum how they were. They were very big. So he hid the king in the granaries, and people kept on looking for the king. So they arrived after the king at this place. They saw that man. They asked, "Did you see someone saying he's the king of Burundi? We are looking at him. He's not the real king." The man said, "No, I didn't see anyone looking like a king here." So he hid really well the king, and he kept the secret. So the enemies, they continued through that mountain, went in another province in Ruyigi. Now, after a few days, there's another army who came also looking for the king, but this time they weren't enemies. They were king's guards or soldiers. They were looking for the king because, they didn't know what the king was. So they came, they asked the same things to that man. That man said, "I didn't see anyone here as a king," because he didn't know who's enemy, who's not. But the king, he heard the voices of his soldiers. Then he told the man, well, they were also leaving, but the king called the man and then he told him, "These are mine, because I can recognize their voices." So the man said, "Okay." He went to look for those people, and then he called them back. He said, "Oh, the king is here." They cried, they celebrated because they thought that the king was dead. They celebrated. It was like a party that time. And then the man said, because this place, he loved this place. He said, "My life was saved here, so I'm not going to leave this place. I'm going to build a home here, and since from today, this is the place where I'll be living." Indians, we all know this to keep milk, ibisabo to keep milk, and this to give milk to children. But if you see this type is for beer. Yeah, they are different. Milk and beer is different. Yeah, this type is for beer, and this was like a traditional plate. Yes. And they used to, and what? Ihongoro, to give milk to kids. Same, Ihongoro. Ça ne ressemble à rien. On m'a dit que enough. It's very small. It doesn't even align to the standards of other museums, to the international standard. They can't even call it a museum. He's saying at least if we had a museum like the one in Rwanda or Kenya or Uganda, because he's been to all those countries. So he's saying they've been lobbying to the government so that they maybe renovate it. So that's what they think. But he thinks it's not enough. It's It's very small. Yeah. Good?
They say like there are 3 falls around this place, so we're just walking to the next one. Have no idea, but just listen to to the sounds of the falls. It's beautiful and amazing. These are the fellow students we're on the trip with. Let's see how this goes. Picha moja hapo. Jina juu ukienda huko Bola